I appreciate you guys taking out the time and sharing your stories with us. I'm going to kind of be the lead, and China will jump in with a few of her questions. She's done extensive research on the Nuggets and your stories, and I'll kind of give you a little bit of background on how we all got here. We've been working with Wayne and Morgan, and they've been super generous and great and hooking us up and helping us tell our story. We're a nonprofit here in Denver, Colorado, out in the Montbello area. I know you guys are both from out east, so that's Northeast Denver. Will, I know you've been here for a minute, so you're pretty familiar with the territory. But we work primarily with inner city youth, and athletics and beyond is again the title, but the beyond part is really where we try to focus, just in terms of showing them that they can be more than athletes. And we take opportunities like this to show them that there's more than the dribbling and jumping and catching and all those things. And so we appreciate you guys sharing your stories with us. When we talked to Wayne and Morgan, we asked specifically that we wanted to talk to players that with a little grit, you know what I mean? We wanted to talk to players that have been through something. To be perfectly honest with you, that's exactly how we asked it. Will, I know you've been here for a long time, and I know you've worked your way up, right? So if we could start with you, Will, and just in terms of sharing your story and how you've become the longest tenured Nugget up to this point.
Where you want me to start?
Well, start in Baltimore. That you know what I mean? Because this show is a student athlete show. It's geared to young people, right? And so something that, you know, going back to your time as a youth may reach a particular young person who may be going through something similar to what you've been through.
Okay, got you. Well, I come from East Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore, I'm sure you guys know, is a tough city. A lot of crime, a lot of drugs. You see a lot of things, you know, a kid, I don't think should really see at a very young age. A lot of trauma in the neighborhoods that I grew up in. We have a lot of talent there, though, a lot of good kids there, a lot of good people there, period. But we really just don't have any kind of direction or hope with all the negative things that's going on around us. And I was just fortunate to have a dream, and not only have a dream, but be blessed with having a vision, basically, to keep me on track with that dream. A lot of kids that I grew up with had dreams too, but they didn't have the vision to keep pushing because everything around them was so messed up that they had to, they didn't see their dreams being able to come true. They didn't see it being realistic. And, for some odd reason, I always seen mine as being realistic. So it really kept me out of a lot of trouble. It kept me out of a lot of things that my friends were doing, or, people that I knew lived next door to me were doing. And at the same time, it really made me, like you said, with the grit coming from, it made me play with a chip on my shoulder. I'm not the biggest person in the world. I'm not the strongest, but I'm tougher than most people I face because of the things I've seen, the things I've been through and grew up around. So the city has definitely shaped me, and it made me who I am. And I wouldn't be, where I'm at. I wouldn't have made it as far as I've made it without being from Baltimore. So I'm definitely proud of my city and my environment.
And it's not like it got easier. You went to school in Memphis, you know what I mean? So I'm sure that was, just in terms of the city, it was a similar deal, right?
Yeah, definitely. I always tell people, when I went to Memphis, I was able to fit right in because both cities are so similar, just like a country version of Baltimore. We got a lot of the same things going on within the city, but they down there they kind of embrace you, especially when you're on the the Tigers team, the Memphis Tigers team, they embrace you down there and take you in as one of your own. So I was able to make so many relationships and friendships down there. I mean, some of my best friends still are from Memphis, people I met down in Memphis. So Memphis is like a second home to me, but it's definitely very similar to Baltimore. So I was able to fit right in and have success because I was used to being in that type of environment.
It was a real recognized real situation almost, it sounds like.
Definitely a real recognized real. Like I said, it was like being in Memphis was like looking in the mirror, being from being from Baltimore. Kind of the same thing. Like I said, just a country version of it, but definitely real recognized real for sure.
And Bones, we know you're from out east as well. Tell us a little bit about your journey. You're still early in your NBA career, but tell us how you arrived. You know, I'm sure there's some things that you had to overcome as well, Bones.
I was raised by a single mother with who she raised 4 children with. I got a brother and 2 sisters, and you know, she did her best for just trying to make bills and just trying to make a way for us to eat every night, with no excuses, working 3-4 jobs and trying to make a way. So I'm very thankful for my mom for that. That's my heart, that's my world, and that's my why and who I go so hard for. Also dealt with a house fire situation where I lost my grandmother and baby brother. I was told basketball was taken away from me, was good for the rest of my life. And, I didn't believe what the doctors was saying. Me and my mom prayed, me and my mom, my grandma, my close immediate family. Doctors never got the last say, so God does. I was fortunate to be able to be granted to play basketball again. My recovery time was only 6 to 7 months. And, that shaped me into a man very, very early. I was at the age 17, and around that time, that's when I got close, with Will too. I got a phone call from him. That was the first time I ever spoke to Will in a long time. He called me while I was in the hospital. That meant a lot to me. Just to be there through a tough time, and he told me whatever I needed, just contact them. That phone call just meant so much, and that created a bond where it's gonna last forever for me. And definitely look at him as a big brother for that, for sure. But that all that type of stuff just shaped me into the man that I am today. And it's just going, my story will help so many kids, coming up, just to, whether they're facing adversity, any type of thing, they can look at my story or Will's story and just know that you can overcome it too. You can be whatever you want to be.
So you kind of answered one of my questions that I had, was basically like the rookie and the vet dynamic. And I was just wondering, like, what is some advice that Will has gave you that has really helped you? Like, because you have kind of stated that he's basically like your mentor. He has been that to you since you have been like 17. So what are some things that he has helped you with into your transition to the Nuggets? Because I know this is like your first year, correct? Or second year, because you were drafted in 21. But so, like, what are some things that he has helped you and get comfortable with, like being in the league, from the dynamic from college to the NBA?
Oh man, a lot. I first got there, he was just teaching me the ropes of how everything works, how the Nuggets organization work, and then also how the league works. As the season went on, I wasn't playing in the beginning of the season. I was just, going to him, asking him, how he dealt with it, because he was also in the same situation before as well, too. Not playing, not in the rotation, and how was he mentally strong with that, knowing that you think you supposed to be on the court and stuff like that. So, he was just telling me stay strong and don't really worry about that, because stuff will clear up very soon. And that like helped me, get by the days even fast, because I work my tail off, and I'm a type of kid. I'm a passionate kid. I want to play. I don't care who's in front of me. I want to be on the floor, no matter what it is. And he just taught me so much about just the league so far, and how to really just, as I look at him, every single day, how he take care of his body, even at the age that he at right now, in the 10th season. So but he in the training room every day. I'm starting to take notes of that, and just trying to take care of my body at a young age, just so I can have longevity like Will. And you know, he's just showing me each and every ropes in every single day. Some stuff that we don't talk about, but I'm just paying attention to Will and how he moves and stuff like that. It's just you know, he's definitely a great role model.
And
Can I answer that too though? I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
I know like in a lot of relationships like that me and Bones have, and it's in like, you know, him being a rookie and me being a vet, you know, like obviously, you know, I try to give him advice and teach him things and stuff like that. But like a lot of people, you know, get lost in that. Like he helps me too. And he he teaches me things and motivates me also. Like this year, just his energy, you know, like I said, it kind of like rejuvenated me to have someone that, you know, I know come from like similar background as me. We got like similar body types, similar games and things like that. But just his energy coming in, you know, wanting to play, wanting to put in the work, wanting to be good. That's not like a common attitude you see every day, especially from someone as talented as him, but still humble. And it reminded me so much of how I was when I was young, that it helped me get back to playing that way this season. It kind of like, you know, we're kind of helping each other. That kind of helped me have a great, the kind of year that I'm having this year, just to have that type of energy around you. Because when you've been in the league for so long, it becomes such a business that, you know, it can zap your energy, because it's not always
Yeah.
about just basketball or just your talent. Is other
Sometimes you
things
forget to
that,
have fun with it.
yeah, it's other things that come into play. So his energy kind of made me go back to my roots and having fun with it, being able to enjoy the game. And, you know, like I'm having one of my best years of my career, I think, you know, because of that. Like
Sure.
he kind of like inspired me. So I just wanted people to know, like, it's kind of like a balanced thing with us two. And I know most of the time that doesn't happen like with a rookie and a vet, but you know, our situation is kind of unique. It's like we almost pushing each other and giving each other so much energy that, you know, it's working for both of us. But I just wanted to let people know that he, you know, he's doing something for me also though. It's not just, you know, him, you know, take it from me. I'm actually taking things from him also. So
Yeah,
I just wanted to share that.
Well, you've been in the league for a minute, you know what I mean? Like, how uncommon is a relationship like that? It seems like you would be able to build bonds with teammates, but it sounds like that's a little bit more uncommon than we might think.
No, I mean, you definitely build bonds. You build bonds. That's not uncommon. Is what I'm saying is like him, you know, helping put energy back into my game and how I feel about the game. I think that's uncommon for a young player to do that for a guy that's been in the league 10 years. You get what I'm saying? Like, you almost like, once you get to the stage I'm at, it's just so much business. Like, it's almost hard to just, you know, for it to be fun all the time, because you've been through so much, you know what's going on. So it's like, it almost becomes a job for you. Basketball was never a job for me my whole life, nor when I first got in the league, because I was young. But as as you get so many years on you, it starts to become routine, and it might start feeling like a job. And I feel like I was getting to that stage in my career where it just feeling like now it's becoming work. But Bones and other reasons helped me get back to, you know, no, this is my passion. I'm having fun with it.
Okay, so I guess now that we know you guys kind of have that working close relationship, a little birdie told me that both of y'all make music. So is that something that you guys have bonded over? And I just would like to know from both of you guys, like, when did the passion of making music arise?
For me, like I hit on the nail when I said, you know, I had went through the house fire tragedy. Basketball was taken away from me for a couple months, and I always had a nice voice where I can, you know, make like melodies and sounds and stuff like that. So, you know, I found a passion and love for it, you know, there. Then that was around 2018. And you know, I was around my friends every day, and we would just turn the beat on, and it was just three of us, and I would be like the hook guy who would just make the, you know, like the hook, and my other friends would just rap. And you know, we had made a couple songs, and then like the city was loving it, and ever since then we just, you know, just went from there. And like I just started, you know, just keep going, because a lot of people were saying I'm so gifted in making music, and then I really start like locking into it. I'm like, yeah, I could really do something with this. And you know, it's just definitely been like a really good thing for me, like and also like a good place to like it's very therapeutic for me, because I've been through so much. Like, it's hard for me to talk to somebody about my problems, because not everybody been through what I've been through. And like when I talk to people about my problems, it's like they just be left in awe and shock. So it's like, you know, it's kind of very like hard for me to, because it's just going to leave me, you know, in tears and stuff like that. And also I've left a lot of people in tears too, and like they really couldn't say anything, you know, to help me out. So that's why I'd rather just, you know, vent to the mic and go to the studio and just release my thoughts and stuff like that. It's very therapeutic for me.
Yes, I love that. When's your next new song or album coming out? Do you have any
After the season? Last year I was in college. It was less games, and it was games that was like, you know, 2 games a week. Now we playing like 3 games, almost 4 games a week, playing like 5 games in 8 days, 9 days. So it's like, you know, it's no time for a studio. So I do it after the season. It don't take me long. Probably take me at least, like, I can make like 4 or 5 songs in one night. Literally.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, you know China rap too, man. That's why she was talking about Lil Birdie, talking about, you know what I mean? Like, I heard y'all got some studio time.
Yeah.
Or fake when I was in college, maybe with my friends. That's it. That is
That'd be dope.
What are some other things, you know what I mean? Like, I imagine that everybody needs an outlet, right? So you got your music, right? And as a child, you know what I mean, growing up, doggone basketball was your outlet, right? So you now need an outlet from basketball. What are some other things that the both of you do to help your mind escape the pressures of being in the NBA?
Yeah, that will.
Like Bones just hit on, I do music also. Other things like me, I just like the more years I get in and being in the league, I kind of value being around my family and friends more and more. That's probably my biggest release, just being around them, being able to talk to them, have fun with them, just do regular things with them is what I'm starting to just value even more, because those are the people who know me best. Those are the people I can truly be myself around, and they understand me to the fullest. So I would say, yeah, just being around my family, friends, my kids, anyone that's just like really close to me. That's probably like my biggest like off the court activity. Like Bone said, we have so many games. Then most of the time, practice and workout, you're so tired that you don't actually want to do like a lot of physical activities as much. So anytime I could just be in the crib and I'm chilling with my people, those are the best times for me, to be honest. And I don't get to see them as much because we travel so much. So it's tough. So anytime I could be around all of them is love.
You know what Will touched on too, like I love being around my friends, like my brothers. Like it's like genuine vibes. You just laugh a lot. Like now, like what I'm saying, like it's so hard to like, after like, you have like somebody in town, like you don't want to go out no more. You just want to rest and chill in the house, because like you're just so drained just from like playing all the games and stuff. Like you rather just like have recovery time and just sit back and just relax, like lay down and stuff. So I mean, like Will touched on, just being around my brothers and stuff like that, like close friends. I call them my brothers because they, we grew up like literally since we was like 6, 7, 8 years old. I knew majority of like every single last one of them, and they just know me to the T. It's just like, being around them, it's just nothing but genuine vibes, laughs, and then sometimes here and there we go hoop with each other, and it's just fun being around them.
I thank you guys for taking the time out. I want to take just a few more minutes with you and hear a little bit more about why, not necessarily why, but why reaching out to young people is important, or why you believe those things, and some of the things that you have been connected with, maybe back home or now in Colorado, to help reach young people who may be going through similar circumstances or have similar dreams.
Oh man, I mean that's the biggest thing for me is getting involved with the community and stuff like that, and letting my voice be heard to the younger teenagers that's in the city who just don't have no guidance out there. Like I was a person who came from no guidance, and my only guidance was God and my mom. Every person that was around me was a drug dealer, was a gang member, et cetera, et cetera. So I noticed the same thing with some of these kids' backgrounds. They coming from single parent households, where there's no father figures, no guidance to tell them how to that's not the I was never in it, but like because my mom, she taught me well, she raised me right, but I was just so much around it that it's like sometimes you can just get swarmed in it because you don't have no guidance and no other path that you can take. But you got to be really mentally tough and mentally strong to keep on the same path and stay on your dreams. And even when your friends is going to the wrong path, I done had so many friends that and brothers that just died to the gun just because they just never like wanted to take the right path. And that's just something I just want to keep preaching to the younger kids. Once I after the season is done, I'm for all that. Talking to the younger kids, even older people than me, just let my voice and my story be heard because you never know what somebody need and what they're going through. And that's just something that's really my passion.
Hey, Bones. Hey, Will. Before you go, Bones, like, what I mean, you talk about not having a father around. My father died when I was 15. I was in high school, right? And I see how that affects me as a grown man. Like when I got married, like, damn, that would have been cool for my father to be there. When my children were born, you know what I mean? It would have been cool for my father to be there. And so many times I look back, and I got friends too that, you know what I mean? You wonder how that impacted their life, right? And in the
Yep.
long run, you know what I mean? Just your thoughts on the impact of not having a father around, and you've seen some guys use that as their excuse. How did you push through that and say, man, I'm not going to allow that to be an excuse for me?
Man, like I said, my mom, she just raised me so right. She really played that father figure role for me. It's crazy to even believe, women are so strong that they can play both roles. And like, I had, mentors and stuff like that around me who kept me, out the streets and stuff like that, kept me in the gym, just kept me, away from that type stuff. And that's something I really appreciated because like I said, everybody I grew up around, they was just so involved with it. You never know if you can get swarmed into it or not, because it's really no guidance out there. Everybody around you is just going left. And, like I said, my mom, she just played that role for me. And, I was raised right by a woman who, just so like just so strong and wise and just teaches you the right things. Like I wanted to go to a school. One of my brothers got murdered, and this was in the city. And she like, nah, you going to a school that's 40 minutes away from the city. You're not going to school in the city. And he died, the same year, he from walking home from school with two girls. He got shot in his head. And, I could have been with him. That's my best friend, since I was a little kid. And I grew up with him. And, that I could have just been with him just that day. And I couldn't have been here. But, just her, just putting that, installing that in my brain that, you're not going to be an average kid that was raised in the hood. You're going to be something. And that's just something I always appreciate from my mom because like I said, like she just played that father figure role that you needed, as a young kid, because there's really just no guidance out there.
Similar to Bones. That's one of my biggest whys, one of my biggest motivations to keep doing what I'm doing in the league and have success because I mean my city is so small and they don't see success unless it's on the TV. So Bones will tell you he went to my camp before. I had camps where I'm really active. I do drills with the kids. I talk to the kids, whatever. I even hang with some of them, take them something to eat, whatever. And when I go back to Baltimore, I'm active in my trenches. I'm active in the neighborhoods. I'll literally like pull up to different neighborhoods and like without being planned, no cameras or nothing, just going around talking to them and showing them success. Because like I said, where I'm from, the kids only look at the only success they really have in front of their face are drug dealers. So most of the time, that's what they inspire to be because they look at anything else and say it's on TV. So they don't believe that they can achieve that. It don't look real to them. So me, I try to be in their face and come home and show them that it's real. Like, yeah, I'm on TV. I play on TNT. I play on ESPN. And, I live in certain places, but I'm showing you I'm pulling up to let you know that this is real. Like, I come from where y'all come from. I've been through the same things y'all been through. Like Bone said, I was raised by a single mom. My mom raised me, my brother, and my sister by herself. And I'm just showing you that, you know, with those same circumstances, that you can make it happen. Like, I've been to
Mhm.
4 different high schools. Like, I wasn't a perfect kid. Like, I got into trouble, all kinds of things, and I still made it. So that's what I want to show them. Like, just because of the environment we in don't mean that we can't succeed. So
Exactly.
I'm definitely active with the kids for sure.
I think that is very huge because especially just our young people need to be shown that you don't have to be a product of your environment. And even if it seems like the world is against you and things are against you, like you could always be something bigger. And so, Will, I know you have a nonprofit. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Definitely. We just we just had a coat drive back home in Baltimore. As you guys know, it get a little cold there, but you know, most of the schools don't even have like heat. So that was a big thing. Me and my mom helped me with that. Um, and we just try to have different, you know, different events, either whether it's through my foundation or my AAU, my Team Thrill youth program, where we have like turkey giveaways on Thanksgiving, toy drives on Christmas for Christmas. In the summertime, you know, I do the backpack giveaway. So we just try to do anything, you know, to get back to the community or the kids, and depending on the season is in, you know, try to just do things to match the season for the kids.
Will, you brought up something, and I was gonna have my last question, but I gotta ask you this because this always goes through my mind. When you see a circumstance like the schools in Baltimore not having heat, I remember a few years ago there were schools in Detroit that had mold and rodents and just, you know what I mean, pest problems. Um, do you ever look at that like, is that's a problem that if I got enough guys together we could attack, or is that just seem like too big of a systematic problem that athletes can't solve? Or, you know what I mean? Like, do you ever look at that and say, man, I want to attack that somehow?
My honest opinion, there's so many issues in the world. Definitely, I wish I could attack them individually and do stuff, but or even get with a group of guys and do things. But when the issues are that big, I feel like that's more systematic, and I think that's more so planned in the system to take their mind away from coming to school. It's just a distraction to try to trick them. You know, like it's too cold, and and kids won't want to go to school, which is what they want.
Mm.
You know, they don't want, you know, little black kids, you know, growing up learning and being successful. Like, to me, it's all a plan to strengthen their odds for those kids not to be successful. And I think that's beyond just me. That's beyond me getting a group of athletes together and trying to help that, because how, you know, it would take so many athletes for us to fix all the heating problems in Baltimore and schools. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's
Right.
something that the system controls, and they know they control it, and they got to get it right. Come on, man. Like, it makes no sense. Like, it make you question, like, where are the money going in the city? Like, if we can't have heat in schools, like simple problems, not enough textbooks, you know, teachers not getting paid enough, and it seems like it's only happening in public schools, like schools that I went to.
Mm-hmm.
Reasons why I never really cared that much for school. You know, they don't take into account all the small thing that's going on around you that make you not care about school. Like, they know, but they'll never say nothing. They'll just blame it on you. You coming from an environment where it's hard for you to eat. You think some of those kids think about school? They think about how they're gonna eat. They're not even warm in school. So it's like, there's so many little things that people don't really understand. People don't understand, but I do. I get it. And like I said, that's going to take more than some athletes trying to come together and fix those problems. Those are system problems. Those are neighborhood problems. Those are the environment that you've put us in, that you see such problems with kids, failing in school, not doing well. It's not just that they're not smart. They don't even have the tools. If you wake up, you're 12, 13 years old, and you have an 8 all day, you think you worry about going to class, being in class all day. You don't have a coat to keep you warm in class. You think someone gonna sit there and freeze? No, I'm leaving. Like, it's bigger than just, what people think it is sometimes, than the kid just being bad or dumb or not caring about school. Most of the time it's bigger issues than that. But they'll put it off to the side like someone don't care.
If I'm a freeze, I might as well freeze on this corner getting money than freeze in this classroom listening to somebody
For
who can't
sure.
relate to
For
me.
sure. For sure. That's what make a kid give up his dream. That's what I go back to. If you don't have a vision, you can easily lose track. And sometimes I can't blame a kid for that. Not saying I condone it, but I also understand it.
No doubt. Man, we appreciate y'all taking out the time. We ain't gonna keep y'all no longer, man. We just wanted to have y'all drop a few gems on us, and y'all did. So we definitely appreciate it. Like I said, we're out here in Northeast Denver in Montbello, so feel free to drop in on us anytime. We got a small facility that we trying to do our best to help young people too. So we appreciate the work that y'all do. Bones, I wish you the best of luck. You're a pup to me, man. So I love to see young boys out there getting to it. So best of luck, and then Will, obviously, we appreciate what you've done here in the city of Denver, and thank you for the time that you put in and the work that you put in.
Yeah,
No, I appreciate having me.
Appreciate y'all for sure.
Absolutely.